Please introduce yourself, Naomi.
I'm
Talk to me.
Naomi Aitken. I'm 19. I've been training at the academy since I was 6 years old.
Cool. And so, when you first started training, why did you start training?
Because I was at after school club kind of thing that they pick us up from school, and that was a long time ago when you used to do martial arts in like community places, like it was a Morley Centre.
Yeah.
So we just started doing the classes there when we saw that there was a club going on.
Cool. Do you remember why you originally started? Was it like you were looking for fitness, or was it something that your mum wanted you to do, or what?
It just looked a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool. Do you know if your mum had another like ulterior motive behind getting you
Yeah,
involved?
she just wanted us to be flexible and good at everything. So
Oh, cool. A burn off that little energy that you guys
yeah,
had, right?
we were very excitable children. So she put us into lots of clubs every night,
Okay.
kickboxing mainly, which we ended up doing every single night of the week for many years.
Yeah. And so, what do you think? Like, so talk to me about like how you progressed up through like the ranks at our academy and different things that you've done there.
We firstly started off just going through the belt system, and then so each grading was about 3 months apart, and we'd get tags towards our grading. So each time we'd get a tag, it'd be a step closer. And as children, you need that kind of reinforcement
Yeah.
to
That kind of keeps you motivated to keep
you
going.
excited to keep going. Yeah. And then once we got to our black belts, we were quite young at 11.
That was your primary black belt,
Primary
right?
black belt, yeah. We started on a star system, which was like kind of to do with weapons, and each time you'd get like a different coloured star on your belt. And other things like competitions and performance, and like the academy brought in other stuff, like other role models such as Chloe Bruce, who was one of my idols, who
Chloe was on what? She was on like Britain's Got Talent or something
Britain's
like that,
Got
right?
Talent, and she goes all over the world to show off what she's done. She's very, very flexible, very, very good kicker, really good leg strength, holds her leg up really high, and she did do like a world record, like so many kicks in 1 minute. She had the most
Cool.
kicks in 1 minute, and Chief brought her to the academy because a lot of us knew about her, and he brought her to the academy, which made a lot of us even more motivated, because then we actually met the group in the flesh, and who taught us a seminar and got us all involved. And then from then on, I think that got everyone to do more competitions, such as not just the sparring side and points, but also the
Like the forms and
weapons,
stuff, right?
the forms, the musical
Because
forms.
I remember you did something with Megan as well, right?
Yeah,
What was
we
that?
entered it was called the Y Factor,
Right.
and it was in a Plymouth competition, and there was hundreds that originally entered,
Yeah.
and but out of around 70 got actually in,
Yeah.
and then we came fourth
That's pretty special.
in the end.
And
we were only
you were quite young as
yeah,
well, weren't you?
10-ish.
Yeah, and that was doing all the form stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
'Cause I
musical
remember-
forms.
That was
yeah.
really, really cool. So, like, you've done a few different things though. So what do you currently do now at the academy? You do.
I train in kickboxing, and I've just started to do MMA, and I really enjoyed the Thai boxing, and also the FMA, the Filipino martial arts. I like the kickboxing a lot for my fitness, and it just maintains what I've learned all these years. I'm actually quite busy at university, so I don't have a lot of time.
What are you doing now? You're doing
Paediatric nursing.
Perfect, yeah.
So I don't have a lot of time to, like, if I wanted to take anything further, but it was maintaining my level. Plus, I do the FMA because it's very, you have to think about it, and
it's really good for your coordination and stuff, right? That's what I found with it.
I find it's really cool, all the things that you can do. That people don't really think about it until they do it.
Have you got on with like have you started doing many of the more, because you went to the Philippines as well, right?
Yes, that was another motivation, because although we do all these things at the academy, the other things that are outside, that we're all told about. Like it's like kind of like told about the outside world, told about all these amazing things in the Philippines, the roots of where it's come from, and then when you actually get to go there, it reinforces it even more. And like in the gym, there's a picture of the Grand Master that Chief always tells us all about,
Kakoi.
Grandmaster Kakoi, who we've met,
Yeah.
and and then the music, and it just brings the whole atmosphere. And I think my mum used to tell me and Lewis, so if you do this, then we'll go to the Philippines next year, and give us little encouragement like that.
Nice.
So
How many times have you been now? Is it just one?
Twice.
Twice.
Twice I've been.
Excellent. And so, you said that's good for your coordination. And what about the MMA and things like that?
MMA I've just started.
What made you do that? Because that's not really something that we get.
No.
That I would have thought you would do.
It was just I just tried it out and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's good fun. It's different. Different teachers, so you get a different style.
Yeah.
So
Excellent. And in terms of, like, I want to talk about, like, because obviously you're a kid going through school and stuff like that as well. How did you find, like, fitting training around, like, work and things
I
as well?
felt like training's like a release from school, especially when we were younger in school. We obviously had a lot of time because you don't have a lot of work. When I got to GCSEs and A level, I struggled, and during exam periods I didn't actually come very much. But other than that, coming to training's a release from
Like the pressures of learning and stuff.
pressures. Yeah, you come here, you can just forget and just enjoy yourself. And sometimes when you've got exams and stressful times, you need to go through you need this time to go for a release. Plus, actually, by coming up and also doing the coaching and leadership teams in the lessons, like some of the little ones are doing now, helping out in the classes, actually helped me in my A levels and in my GCSEs because, for instance, I took sports science, and through that we had to do a coaching part. So I already had the skills to talk in public, to talk to other people. I also, from watching my teachers, you guys, I was able to use what you did to me to others.
Yeah.
So I had an advantage on other people. Just doing presentations in class, other people are really daunted. Doing exams, I've done grading since I was little, so I'm not nervous for exams. I obviously know whether I've revised enough, but some people get petrified and anxiety. I didn't get any of that because I'm used to it.
Because you've been through that experience,
Been
right?
through gradings, which is actually a lot more nerve-wracking than exams.
So now you've become one of our coaches, right? Started
Yeah.
teaching the kids program.
Yeah.
How are you finding that?
I'm really enjoying it because I am going to be working with children through my career.
Yeah.
So it's given me experience with working with children, different age groups. 'Cause
Yeah.
my group that I do are from 6 to like 11 or 12 or something. And so obviously the little ones don't understand so much as the older ones. You get to know when you're teaching them what each individual child, what's good for them and what's bad for them, not as a whole.
Yeah.
And you just learn not to just judge like all different people from all different backgrounds, and it's helped me in my degree when I go into placement, because I know how to talk to children, I know how to interact with them. I also know by mixing with them what's in.
You know what's cool with the kids,
I know what's
right?
cool because they all tell me here. So then I can apply that for sick children. So when I went into hospital, I was able to say, do you do this? And they're like, oh yeah, how do you know? And then they instantly
You've become a cool grown-up,
I'm
right?
cool because I know. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I never thought about that. Because I used to do the same thing when I started teaching. I was always like, what are the kids into nowadays? That's really awesome. And okay, so just kind of closing up, how do you think like training martial arts training at our academies actually helped you? Just give me a general idea.
I think it's just like my whole life. It's helped my whole life. I can't. If I could write and think and write it down, I could tell you. It's like every day I'm fit, so I can do my day-to-day activities with ease. I don't struggle like getting to places. If I can't drive or catch a bus, I'll walk. I'm confident to talk to adults, children, because not just are you teaching here, you're teaching children, so you've got to talk to their parents. I'm confident to talk to parents about anything, good things, bad things, because obviously we did our coaching course, we know how to approach a situation. I know how to
Kick and punch.
defend myself if ever I need to. I just think it's just helped my whole confidence and it's shaped my whole personality.
Okay, I got one final question for you. Okay, what would you say to? Because one of the biggest things we get, certainly with the kids, is kids that are, don't necessarily. It gets a little bit tough for them, and they don't want to keep coming and stuff. And I know there were times like that for you as well.
Yeah.
What would you say to those kids who are thinking about like stopping,
Well,
or to parents of the kids who are thinking about stopping?
Throughout your whole, throughout my whole time, you go through ups and downs and phases. And sometimes if I felt like quitting, just because maybe sometimes I've been here too much. I've been here 5 days a week, and then I just got fed up after a week or two of not coming at all. I really want to be here again. I think just like you go through different phases of when you're a child. If one new thing comes along, that's your obsession. And if you're doing martial arts and something excites you elsewhere, you just want to do that. Say you get a new video game or something, and then after a while you just want to come back. I think like if you just push through it or try and set new goals. For instance, my mum was I wouldn't say a pushy mum, but she kept on motivating us by saying, like, if ever we were getting down about it and not wanting to come in and getting demotivated, she would set us a new goal and say, oh, well, we'll take us to the Chinese State Circus to watch them, or show us pictures and videos and push us in. Say you can be a black belt, you can know everything, but you might not be great at everything.
Yeah.
So show us something that was amazing and say, oh, you might be able to do that. And then, or show us someone.
So your mum really supported you up through it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Show us someone like Chloe Bruce who can kick high, and say, why don't you try and start doing that? So then every lesson I would go to, I would try my hardest to stretch and things.
Okay, one more thing, the last thing I promise.
Okay.
Like, what would you say to your mum now for getting you involved in martial arts?
Thank you.
Thanks. Cool.
Yeah, basically.